You're watching Armed Services Saturday here on CBS Sports Network as we welcome you to Colorado Springs, Colorado. Air Force hosting 22nd ranked San Diego State as these two teams kick off Mountain West play. Great turnout on a rainy afternoon. Good to see you and be with you. Alongside my broadcast partner today, Aaron Taylor. My name is Ben Holden. For this San Diego State team, Aaron, last week a huge win right here on CBS Sports Network over 19th ranked Stanford. Time for them to validate, and you feel everything this season is all in their hands in front of them.
There's no question. San Diego State is in the best position they've ever been in to be the New Year's Six representative for the group of five. They've got it all. The offense, the defense, they've got quality wins against quality opponents. They've just got to do the proverbial one game at a time, and they're going to be challenged here at night on the road against a quality opponent in the weather.
Air Force very good here at home. So too is Rashaad Penny, the top rusher in the nation entering the weekend for San Diego State. Number 20 is a punisher.
He is a punisher. Really kind of made his mark on the scene a year ago in the kick return game. So you know he's got some speed, and that opens your eyes because he's 220 pounds. He's got patience, he's got balance, he's got the vision, and of course the strength to run through arm tackles. Had a career-high 32 carries last week against Stanford. Expect him to get featured, all that and then some, here tonight.
Air Force, they're 1-1. Had a big win in week 1 against VMI here at home. Last week, played very well in a loss at Michigan. You were impressed with their defense, a defense coming in with a lot of question marks.
There was a lot of question marks. They returned only one starter, but they went on the road in Ann Arbor and way more than held their own, particularly in the red zone. Michigan was 0 for 4, had to kick 4 field goals because they dialed up the pressure and got to the quarterback. This is a high-risk, high-return defense that takes chances, and they seem to be successful a lot more times than not. They're going to test the San Diego State offense.
We'll see what happens. Looking forward to that. Mentioned Air Force very good at home, and San Diego State, well, they're looking to continue their winning ways. Jenny Dell has more on that. Jenny.
Yeah, after that come-from-behind win against Stanford, the Aztecs were able to celebrate that lights-out victory until Monday morning. That's when head coach Rocky Long said, that's enough, you need to focus on the next opponent. Now, quarterback Christian Chapman said, we can't get complacent. Air Force is our first conference game, and our goal here is to win a conference championship. They're a talented program, and they win a lot at home, so it's a big task at hand, just like Stanford. And guys, Chapman is right. San Diego State cannot let their guard down. Air Force is 18-1 at home over the last 4 seasons.
Thank you, Jenny. Very impressive is Troy Calhoun's team in those 19 games. Second most wins for Calhoun in the Mountain West, the man who has the most in the history of this conference. On the opposing sideline here today, Rocky Long. The weather, how does this affect this game at all, if it does, Aaron?
Well, neither of these teams really rely on the throw game, but ball security, something that both of these squads have done an impressive job with so far this year, could show up.
San Diego State won the toss. They receive. Well, they let the kickoff go through the end zone, but they will have the ball first. And that means Christian Chapman will be featured in our Chick-fil-A lineups. The starting quarterback for San Diego State. He's 16-3 as a starter. Many, Aaron, say he's just a game manager. We both disagree, right?
Disagree completely. That 16-3 says more about Christian Chapman than anything. He's really brought stability, trust, and production to the quarterback position for this team that's lacked it over the last few years. I think this kid's a good one.
Product of Carlsbad, California. San Diego State with Rashaad Penny. Gets out to the 30-yard line. Continuing on with our Chick-fil-A lineups. Talked about Penny in the open. We talked about the quarterback. Who else do you like there?
Nick Bodden, number 15. He's the fullback. That's a big person that lines up in the backfield and is used to isolate the linebackers in that position. Converted quarterback. He's really hit the weight room. He will lead you to the hole more times than not. He's got to have a good game tonight.
He looks like a fullback or a middle linebacker. Chapman fakes. Looks to throw for the first time, instead tucks it. Air Force, there's the pursuit. Grant Ross leading the charge for the Falcon defense. And we take a look at their starters in our Chick-fil-A lineups. Who do you like there?
Well, Marquise Griffin, the cornerback, is a huge playmaker. He was a backup the last couple years. He's somebody that can come up and run support. He has a knack for making plays. They need him to show up early and often here, both on the play action pass game that tries to go over the top and on third downs, just like we see here.
3rd and 3. And going down to the turf is Chapman. He stumbled and fell back, and Air Force forces a 4th down and a punting situation against the Aztecs.
It looks like he just got his feet caught up there. It looked like the center, Keith Ismail, stepped on him with his left foot. That's just a simple exchange error early on and a very makeable 3rd down. Air Force has to feel pretty good about going 3 and out. San Diego State has to be better with their execution there.
Heiklin's on to punt. Ronald Cleveland, who is a speedster, back at his 30-yard line. Good pressure from Air Force, and Heiklin got it away. Cleveland takes it 27. San Diego State right there all over him. They surround him, and it'll be Air Force's ball for the first time here today after a 44-yard punt. Chick-fil-A lineups for the Air Force Falcons. Arion Worthman is their quarterback. He is 6-1 as a starter. The only loss was last week. His first start came last November against Army on the road.
Yeah, that's when Nate Romine went down, and he's really an electrifying offensive weapon that's forced this staff to kind of focus on the triple option. They were a little bit more multiple and throwing it more. But Arion Worthman is a quarterback. He likes to keep it. Decision-making, whether to keep or pitch, is something for us to keep our eye on tonight.
26 carries last week at Michigan. See his passing numbers on the I-bar, 9 of 19. Drops back, finds a seam. Good tough run. He got about 6 on that. Close to it. Was dropped by Noble Hall on the tackle. Chick-fil-A lineups, Air Force offense. Who do you highlight there?
Well, we gave a lot of love to Rashaad Penny on San Diego State's side, but keep your eye tonight on 33, Tim McVeigh. He's a versatile running back with good hands. It runs with power, enough to run through arm tackles. 27 touchdowns in 29 career games. He's a playmaker.
How about 8.3 yards a rush for McVeigh? That's tops all time in the history of Air Force football. They go right up the gut. It starts with that fullback and this triple option, and they get the job done there. They are stopped by Jay Henderson, though, was Wilson.
If you're San Diego State, you got to be a little bit concerned about that. They got a hat on a hat, and if you can run the football on the triple option and can't stop the fullback dive, it's going to be a long night. I would expect Air Force to go back to that here pretty quickly.
3 minutes gone, 1st down and 10. Another big chunk right up the gut. Out to the 47-yard line. Stopped by Ronley Lakalaka. The Aztec defense, who do you like there?
Yeah, well, Cameron Kelly was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Week last week, but keep your eye on 33 Parker Baldwin as Air Force is going a little bit more of a tempo and gets another 1st down there.
That was their fullback, Parker Wilson, product of Texas. 21 yards last week. There's Baldwin. They love him. Emotional leader on their defense. This is Wilson again. Why not? It's been working, right?
It's been working, and Air Force, something they haven't shown. This is an offense based on ball control. They're using a little bit of tempo to try and catch this Aztec defense off guard. The fullback dive worked beautifully 2 times in a row. That's the first stop of that dive that the Aztec defense had. That's a good sign for them on that side. But true to form, Air Force doing what they do on the ground, death by paper cuts.
You're seeing a lot of this. Wilson again, big pickup there on 2nd down. And he continues to turn and burn. It'll bring up a 3rd and short.
Really nice job by the center and right guard that time, Alex Norton. Right here going up, working that combination block to the 2nd level.
And we come back out, and they pick up the 1st down. Miles Cheatham on the tackle, but Wilson is having a day so far.
The one thing Rocky Long told us on our calls this week, you have to work from the inside out, stop the dive first. Give a lot of credit to this offensive line. That's a tough physical group, getting it done up front. for the Falcons.
See that rain just pouring down here in Colorado. Worthman puts his head down. We were talking to their staff yesterday, and they said, how do you feel to him after the game? He said, I'm fine. And the game last week in Ann Arbor, he said, I'm ready to go. He's a tough customer.
He is a tough customer, and they're using him a lot here tonight. Notice, Air Force has avoided pitching the football. Everything's been inside or a handoff.
Armed Forces football proudly supported by GMC. 2nd down and 6 upcoming.
Worthman checking out of something and into something with 5 on the play clock.
Gets it away. Dive right up the middle. Short pickup.
And there's Parker Baldwin, 33 on the tackle. He's kind of the guy that fires up everybody. He helps sets the standard. Gets mad at the guys when they're not playing well. I think he needs to get vocal and light a fire under these guys, because here's another 3rd and short situation for Air Force. Look for Worthman or Parker Wilson to convert this.
10th play of the drive. They need 3. Toss near side. They give it to Cleveland, and Cleveland's got wheels. Cleveland cuts back inside. Touchdown! Air Force touchdown. 29-yard run. He did it last week with a big passing play, and he takes it in here on the 29-yard run. San Diego State could not get him.
They may want to take a look at this. He might have stepped out. It was some nifty running, but right there, they're going to need to see if that left foot was on the out-of-bounds line. It was hard to see on that look whether or not there was any green between there, but the call on the field is a touchdown.
It is.
And the Falcons are lined up to kick the PAT right now.
10 plays and 79 yards, and now they're running around. They throw it away, trying to get it. It's knocked down on the far side of the field. Incomplete. So the try for 2, no good. That play looked good to me. I saw green in there, what I saw. 6-0. Cleveland in a rainstorm takes it in for the first touchdown here at Air Force.
This Air Force offense handling this weather a little bit better than the Aztecs are through the first quarter.
3rd rushing touchdown in his last 4 games going back to last year. This just Air Force's 3rd game this season. 10 plays, all runs, 79 yards, took 448 in the 29-yard run by Cleveland, and the Aztecs falling all over themselves. They have not had a good start in this game at all. Now Chapman taking a shot deep, overthrows the intended target. That was Trevelyan. Griffin on the coverage. Brings up 2nd and 10.
Now, I don't mind a play-action pass on 1st down, but given this weather, now you're behind the sticks. You've got to be able to make up half of this. On the first drive of the game, they got 5 yards and weren't able to convert. Air Force's defense is playing pretty tough. I think San Diego State needs to feature this running game and not throw the ball so much in this weather.
San Diego State has won 6 in a row in this series. Penny, the nation's leading rusher, big burst, and he gets the 1st down. First time he's got any real space to do anything with, and the nation's top rusher makes the most of it here.
What he's so good at is he's patient. He was following the lead block of Nick Bodden, who gets out there on the edge with a nice block right there, and then he puts in that acceleration in that gear and picks up the 1st down. That's got to give this offense some confidence. Let them settle down a little bit until they can find the rhythm out here on the road in the weather.
15-yard pickup there for Rashaad Penny, who comes out. Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, lets Penny and this young man, Jawan Washington, basically decide when they need a breather and they want to come in and out of the game. Washington taken down by Fafita.
This defense is pretty fired up. They're welcoming this rain, and it is now starting to really come down.
It's like a monsoon out there. Cadets in their spot. San Diego State trying to go back to work here. This is Washington. Washington knifes his way through. And a by Jawan Washington to move the chains. Good pickup for him. He's carried the last 2 times for the Aztecs.
San Diego State is liking something that they see to the short side of the field, which is the bench side or the boundary side. Just a lead to the outside. Nick Baldwin doing a nice job of sustaining his block. It's a little bit of a hook there at the end, but Washington gets north and south, picking up the first down.
First time San Diego State's had the ball across the midfield line. Slipping after he got the ball. A short gain of about a half yard there. It was Washington once again. Santo Coppola on the tackle.
It's interesting, Ben. I've played in a lot of these bad weather games, and typically it helps the offense because you know where the football's going and the defense has to react, so their feet always aren't set. But what I've noticed thus far is Air Force has done a much better job. But on this particular drive, San Diego State seems to be finding its rhythm, running to the left a lot, to the short side of the field. Let's see if they keep that up.
3 carries for 19 for Washington. This is Penny back in the game. Slides his way for a pickup of a couple. As Rashaad Penny, the 3-time Mountain West Offensive Player of the Week, at 175 on 32 carries and a touchdown last week in that win over Stanford.
Just such an explosive back, and on that last play defensively, Air Force kind of outfunked themselves. They slanted to the field away, making it that much easier to capture the edge on the perimeter for that last pickup.
3rd and 9. San Diego State is yet to convert. This will be their 3rd opportunity at it. Chapman driving rain, looked over the middle. He was looking for Quest Truxton there. Kyle Floyd on the coverage. So it brings up 4th and 9.
It looks like San Diego State obviously isn't going to try to either go for this and or kick a field goal. I think you maybe try to pooch punt it, get some field position, exchange mistake, and create a short field for yourself. This weather's going to make things a little bit difficult and a little tricky.
Brandon Heiklin on to punt. It into the end zone with 10 seconds remaining now here in the first quarter.
That football is going to be quite a bit heavier than it normally is, even up here at altitude.
First down and 10. Hands it off to the young man with the hot hand here and the hot legs so far, Parker Wilson. It's been very good for them in this opening quarter of play, which has come to a close. Air Force on top by a score of 6-0. Mountain West Conference opener. With Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell, all of our crew, Bruce Clark, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director. My name is Ben Holden. In a downpour here in Colorado Springs. Air Force with their coming up for San Diego State. They're 3-0. They're back in the top 25. 3rd and 5. They need the 25. Worthman not going to get there. He was greeted head on there. Outstanding work by Baldwin. So 4th down coming up.
Looks like, yeah, they might elect to kick it here.
Bring Strabel on and try one. Spotted at the 35, a 45-yard attempt for Strabel.
Saw the weather affect a punt snap earlier for San Diego State.
Kicking it into the wind, and Strabel made it look easy on Taylor.
Wow.
How about that from Luke Strabel? The senior out of Nashville gives the home squad a 9-0 lead here in the second quarter.
Air Force not thrown at all by the weather. Strabel kicking a field goal. Everything seeming to go right except the weather for the Falcons.
3rd of 3 games here on Armed Services Saturday. It's Air Force having their way so far on top of number 22, San Diego State's Air Force. Nothing dreary about them, man. They're playing well. They've got a 9-0 lead after a 4-play drive that set up Strabel for a 45-yard field goal. They have gained that Aztec offense a yard this quarter. Chapman relays to Bodden. Bodden turned and relayed the signal and the call to Juwan Washington. Not Rashaad Penny, the top rusher in the nation. Washington lucky to get back to the line of scrimmage. Capra made the stop.
What's really difficult for offensive coordinator Jeff Horton tonight is that this offense is based on run, play action, run, play action. They make their hay by threatening to stretch the field vertically over the top. What's effectively happened because of the weather is that San Diego State has been turned into Air Force, but they don't practice like that, so they're ill-equipped to be able to handle calling 3 run plays in a row, and their first down success, which we just saw was terrible, is a result of that.
Here's Washington. Cuts through there, gets across the 30-yard line. It's going to bring up 3rd down. Grant Ross on the stop there for Air Force.
And what that normally looks like is this is a weak side ISO team where you run a fullback up on the weak side linebacker. It forces your safeties to be able to go out and cover because of the threat of the pass. Well, in a situation like that, these safeties are playing at 10 or 12 yards to the line of scrimmage. That makes it very difficult to run the football with this style of offense.
San Diego State, as Aaron mentioned, 0 of 4 on 3rd down. Here's their 5th opportunity. They need 4. Chapman in trouble. They're going to be 0 for 5. As they get to him and drop him, it was Capra in there again.
That was missed timing. They wanted to do a fly sweep to Juwan Washington and hand him the ball, but the snap was a little bit late, so it threw the timing off. And again, the inefficiency to be able to execute. He wants to get the ball there, but it's too late. They bump into each other. Great decision by Chapman to hold on to the football and take the loss and avoid the turnover.
Last punt for Heiklund, not even 20 yards. But he's punting into a strong wind, and he almost had that one blocked. Flag is down. It's going to be for being too close, making contact with Heiklund right in that neighborhood.
It's going to be roughing the punter. It was on his kick leg side.
Personal foul, roughing the kicker, defense number 97, 15-yard penalty, automatic 1st down.
Huge break
for call.
San Diego State. Air Force hasn't had a lot of penalties tonight, but the couple that they had have been huge and allowed San Diego State to retain possession. Can the Aztecs capture?
7:56 remaining in the 2nd quarter. There was a lightning strike, we're told, about 3 miles from the stadium. That means you have to clear the field. Everyone out. 30 minutes of a minimum delay. And play resumes when that lightning is outside of the 8-mile radius. So that's where we're at right now.
Well, if you're a San Diego State Aztec fan, I think this could be good news. The break in the action, it really seemed to me, Ben, like the early part of this game, you saw Air Force jumping around, high-fiving. They welcomed the weather. They were feeling good about it. But San Diego State was affected by it. This could be a good break for them.
That is Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dell on the field. My name is Ben Holden, Bruce Clark, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director. We're getting set to resume after roughly a 90-minute weather delay because of lightning. San Diego State in the top 25 after that win last week. Trailing 9-0. On 1st and 10. Chapman to the air. Perfect ball delivered, caught. Kahale Waring, big gain. Waring still on his feet and dragged down. Griffin took him down. A huge gain for Waring.
Not surprised by this play call at all by offensive coordinator Jeff Horton. One of the things that Crispin Chapman does so well is throw the ball accurately on the run outside the pocket on the bootleg, hitting his big tight end for a big gain. Those are the exact sort of things you need to do to be able to back the safeties up. You see Horton's got to be happy already on his call sheet, looking to dial up something next.
42-yard pickup from the 12. Rashaad Penny came into this ball game, the nation's top rusher. Gets the carry there. He's averaging about 3 yards a carry. Picks up 2 there.
And remember, it's the red zone that Air Force was exceptional at a week ago against Michigan. Forced 4 field goals, no touchdowns allowed inside the 20. Given that it's 0-9 and scoring opportunities may be hard to come by, this is a very important series of downs for the Aztecs.
No question. You see there on the eye-bar what the Aztecs have done in the red zone this season. Man in motion. Chapman now going to dump it off. Looked like the same play they used last week to win the game. That one went to the fullback, Nick Bawden, though. Marquise Griffin forced him out of bounds. 3rd down coming up.
And that time Air Force was waiting on it. They expected the bootleg. You see him going, and right there, a face mask to face mask hit on the quarterback as he pushes him down right in front of the official. That's some helmet to helmet contact there that the officials are letting go.
3rd and 7. They did let it go. At least to this point. 0 for 5 is San Diego State on 3rd down conversions. And get a 1st down to the 2-yard line. Trying to throw it up there. Knocked away. There's a flag on the play. As they looked into the corner there for Holder, it was Griffin on the coverage.
Yeah, Marquise Griffin got his left hand on the receiver. Clearly interfered with his ability to be able to catch the football. Not very many penalties
Pass
tonight for Air
interference.
Force.
Defense, number 2, in the end zone. By rule, ball be placed at the 2-yard line. 1st and goal.
So our referee, Mike DeFee.
And Chapman taking a couple shots these last couple plays. He's a tough guy to be able to stand in there, but you can see him a little bit gimpy. Air Force bringing the heat here.
Chapman turns, hands off. Penny puts his head down, and Rashaad Penny drives his way in for San Diego State. They're on the scoreboard. It's 9-6.
This is a San Diego State offense that fans are grown accustomed to be able to see clearly. The break and the weather delay got this offense back on its feet. A couple big plays later, Chapman's arm being a factor is going to open up a lot of things for the Aztecs. But Air Force is still pretty good running the football themselves.
10th rushing touchdown in the last 10. Micah Holder is the holder, and John Barron knocks through the extra point. And San Diego State on the board. It's 9-7 Air Force.
Rashaad Penny, the leading rusher in the country, showing you that power. San Diego State back in it.
It's been a rough hurricane season. Kickoff taken at the 4-yard line. And out over the 20-yard line, Arion Worthman in the offense will come on the field and go from there. Good tackle there on the kick coverage team by the Aztecs.
Remember, there's not going to be a halftime. There's only 1:06. This offense isn't necessarily built and designed to be able to be an explosive offense, but with the lack of halftime,
may change their mind.
It may be something a little bit different given the conditions.
On the ground. Decent pickup on 1st down. Lomax another tackle. He gets Parker Wilson there. Clock down to 50 seconds.
Now remember, Air Force won the kick to start the game and deferred to the 2nd half.
That's right. They will get the ball when the 2nd half begins. 30 seconds and counting. Play clock to 5. Broke one tackle and will not break those tackles.
And I'm not surprised by the conservative play calling here. Air Force is to get the ball in the 2nd half. There's not going to be a halftime, but they will restart the 2nd half and kick off. So Air Force being very conservative here, knowing they're immediately going to get the ball back.
So in one of the more bizarre first halves, you'll see a 90-minute weather delay.
Into the half.
We have reached halftime. 22nd ranked San Diego State And Air Force in the Mountain West opener for both these teams. Air Force at home on top by 2. Welcome you back here to Falcon Stadium. Ben Holden along with Theron Taylor, Jenny Dell, all of our crew. An 89-minute weather delay in the second quarter, and we're a couple of minutes away here from starting the third quarter. Our first half stats brought to us by Humana. What grabs your eyes the most?
Well, just the yards per play for both of these teams. Everything else has been about even. San Diego State hasn't had any success on third down, but the 40 pass yards, getting Christian Chapman's arm involved, is really going to help the Aztecs offense, which was really nullified for the most part prior to the break, because with no threat to throw the ball, the safeties could crowd the line of scrimmage, and they just had more bodies than the Aztecs could block. It seems like Rocky Long kind of settled his team down. Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, was able to kind of draw some plays up in the dirt. The rain is less than it was earlier in the game, so the passing game showed up for the Aztecs. But Air Force, they're a good coach team. Their defense, extremely strong. Very good at what they do running the triple option. They've got an opportunity now to settle down themselves and come out swinging here in the second half.
San Diego State will boot it away. John Barron's got it teed up at the 35. Air Force leading by 2. McVeigh and Williams, the deep guys, and the lefty Barron sends it down the field. It'll be 1st and 10 from the 25 for Arion Worthman. First play of this third quarter. Worthman, great runner, gets through there. Outstanding work by him. And it's a first down run for Arion Worthman. Parker Baldwin with a stop there, but a big run on first down for Worthman.
Worthman's been a quarterback in the early part of this season that has proven wanting to be able to hold the ball. That time, the safeties overran the alley there, and it created a gap up inside that Worthman took advantage of.
13th carry of the game for him for 35 yards. Going to keep it again for his 14th carry. And it gets dropped by Sergio Phillips there. Tonight's 1st and 10 line being brought to you by Golden Corral.
Ronley Lakalaka, 39, involved in that last tackle as well. Air Force used some tempo early on this game that was really effective for him, particularly on the fullback dive game.
See what they dial up here on 2nd and 6. Worthman in trouble, trying to escape. Stiff arm, can't get away. Cameron Kelly, what a week he had last week. National Defensive Player of the Week.
This is the previous play. These guys are going in there and going hard and trying to be able to smack it up in there. There was some helmet-to-helmet contact there, but Worthman, a declared runner, is not a defenseless player, but you can be called for targeting if you hit anybody with the crown of your helmet, and that last one was pretty close a couple plays ago.
3rd and 4, Air Force 3 of 7 on 3rd down. And the ball squirts out, and San Diego State a knack for getting those turnovers. 70 in the last 2 years. But they don't come up with that one.
Air Force very lucky once again, their 3rd fumble. That Falcons offensive line is creating some nice movement, but Worthman, I think when he's going to run the football, he gets excited, maybe pulling out a little bit too early. I'd like to see another look at that if we could, because that's 3 different center quarterback exchanges that the Falcons have been extremely lucky. Remember, we started this show talking about how important possession was going to be.
J.C. Rass, the starting right tackle, able to recover it. Scott with a punt. Quest Truxton from the 19. He got wiped out at the 21. And he hopped right back up, did Truxton. San Diego State down by 2. Trying to put a drive together. We'll see what they do when we come back to Colorado Springs. There aren't many people left because of the weather delay, all the lightning, but the ones here cheering on the home squad. 9-7, Air Force leads it. Air Force 2-0 all time, and Mountain West openers against San Diego State, who they're playing right now. Toss to Penny. Rashaad Penny still on his feet. Drags a defender that was floor, had him around the ankles, and a first down run for Penny. Picks up 11.
The last time we saw that play with Penny, he fumbled it, and it was an inadvertent defensive holding call by Air Force that allowed them to retain possession. That time, much different result now that the football field's quite a bit drier.
Did not look comfortable in the first half. Did the nation's top rusher, 13 for 43 to this point.
It's hard to be a power runner when the field's wet also.
Yeah. Hard to do much of anything, right? Drags a defender there. That was Floyd on his back. Kyle Floyd makes the tackle on Rashaad Penny. Last year, he and Donnell Pumphrey had over 2,000. Penny had 1,000. First time that's been done.
It's been incredible. And Juwan Washington, number 29, is going to be the next Rashaad Penny to Donnell Pumphrey. I mean, I've been really impressed with how well San Diego State just keeps churning out quality running backs.
There's Washington. He's carried it 8 times for 53 yards. Out of the gun. Pressure coming, nearly intercepted. Probably should have been by Floyd over there. Got a hand on it. Chapman dodged the bullet there. 3rd and 6 upcoming.
He certainly did. Started this game 0-3 and has been 5 for 7 since. It's just a classic overthrow. Floyd is right there, but can't make the one-handed interception.
Junior out of Houston, Texas. 5 tackles last week against Michigan.
So Air Force is a heavy blitz pressure team. You're in the middle of the field. You need a play. Expect some sort of pressure here. And if you're San Diego State, this is a great time for a screen game.
They have not converted a 3rd down yet, Aaron. 0 for 6. Take it down to the final second. Now Chapman fires, dumped it off over the middle. There's Penny's got the first down inside of Air Force territory. Jack Floor the tackle, 13-yard gain. Aztecs.
This is just going to be a simple Texas route. He's going to come across with a clear out. I love the way Chapman kind of goes through his reads. He's reading the field, goes left, goes right, and then comes back to his check down, a little bit behind Penny, but gets it to him early enough to make some run after the catch. And you see that smile. This offense, you can tell, starting to get quite a bit more confident as the pass game starts to emerge.
Chapman 6 of 11, throwing it for 90 yards. Turns and hands off to his main man. One of his main men. That was Washington that time, as he gives Penny a breather. Armed Forces football, proudly supported by USAA.
A little bit better first down production for San Diego State. That makes your 2nd and 3rd down play calls for offensive coordinator Jeff Horton a little bit more palatable. He's got more of his play sheet that's available to him.
Good look at Jeff there. 37 years he's been coaching. Fake to Washington. Chapman wanted to throw it. Nobody open. Takes it down to about the 38-yard line. Grant Ross on the tackle there. Got a little help from the referee there. Mike DeFee. 3rd down upcoming for San Diego State.
One of the things I love about Christian Chapman is his decision making. This is a bootleg. He was trying to get the tight end coming across, but he's covered. Look at that. He has nowhere to throw the football, but instead of trying to force it, he pulls it and uses his legs to create a very manageable 3rd and short situation.
Big conversion. They converted the last one. Washington gets the ball, leans. Micah Holder pointing, saying they got the first down. Shaq Vereen on the tackle. What do you think? They got it?
I think they got it, especially with the way that the side judge came in and where he ran.
Okay. Inside of 4 to play in the 3rd quarter.
Keep your eye right there on the tight end, David Wells. Either play side run or a receiver threat.
And a big touchdown catch. Toss here to Washington. Wells did last week in the win over Stanford.
Wells that time did a nice hinge block where you kind of post on the defensive lineman and then wheel around for any sort of run support coming on the outside edge, and his seal block allowed that 3-yard gain up inside there.
CBS Sports has him rated as one of the top 10 tight end prospects for the draft in 2018. At this point, 4-yard gain at 2nd and 6. Tripped up, good job getting in there. Coppola looked like he reached in 22 there and got Washington down low to slow him up.
He did a great job. He read it right away and came downhill. You see his hand come in here and just grab his ankle. He runs underneath the block, but that right arm gets that left ankle of Washington and saves a big run.
California product he is. 3rd and 3. Aztecs before the weather delay 0 for 5 on 3rd. Since then 2 of 3. Chapman pressure coming, hit as he throws, catch is made. What a grab!
Wow!
What a catch by Rashaad Penny. That is straight cash. Beautiful grab by Penny.
You could tell that Air Force was going to bring pressure off that outside edge. And here comes Nick Bodden, the tight end, almost has a two-way go, recognizes it late, but Kristen Chapman stays in there, takes another one of his many hits for the night, but delivers the football. And how about the incredible one-handed catch that wouldn't have been possible earlier in this game with the weather?
Story of the drive. 11th play. Handoff, ton of room, easy one, into the end zone, touchdown. It's taken in by Rashaad Penny, his 2nd of the game, and San Diego State has taken the lead on a 20-yard trot to the end zone for Rashaad Penny.
David Wells with an unbelievable seal block to the backside. We talked about the vision of Penny, the patience with the dry field and surface in a pass game. The San Diego State offense, post-delay due to the weather, has really come alive.
Barron for the point after to make it a 5-point game. 14-9 with 1:49 to go in the 3rd.
Well, after struggling mightily in the first part of this game prior to the weather delay, it really seems like San Diego State has found a way to get some things going. Rashaad Penny in that run game finally heating up here in the 2nd half.
14 straight points for San Diego State. They're on top 14-9. Here against Air Force here in the Mountain West opener. Let's see which team has been protecting the pocket, Aaron, brought to you by Experian.
Yeah, well, that circled player is David Wells, the tight end, who's had a couple big plays when his teams needed it. But go ahead and take a look at these nice big lanes right here. He gets a seal block, and this is bad defense as much as it is good blocking. Air Force overrunning the play. None of the linebackers' eyes on the actual ball carrier. Great design play by Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, distracting the eyes of the linebackers. Some good backside blocks, particularly by David Wells, and a touchdown later. Air Force is up 14-9.
2nd of the game for Rashaad Penny. 15 carries, 67 yards in those 2 scores. Arion Worthman and the Falcon offense get the ball back here from the 25. They'll have it, and they have been not good since the game has resumed after 89 minutes.
They had some success early on getting it to fullback Parker Wilson. That would be a great place to start.
16 for 89 for Wilson. 17 for 89 as he gets nothing there. That Aztec defense starting to show their teeth and get a little nasty up front.
Yeah, it was Anthony Luke, number 45, that crossed the face backside of the guard. The very thing we saw San Diego State do well, Air Force did not execute on this last play.
Falcons go quick. 1:25 to play in the 3rd. They showed like they were going quick.
They want to see what it is they can get. Worthman has been a proven runner for them. They may lean on him when they need him.
Wilson, Laka right there to Laka him up.
We are seeing the polar opposite of what we saw early on in this game, Ben. It's the San Diego State defense that likes to move around a lot. That's not. They're playing static, but but now they're starting to bow their neck and doing a nice job. And who knows, man, this defense may even be knocking these blockers for Air Force out of their shoes.
Literally. That's the right guard.
Yeah, Griffin Landrum trying to get his shoe back on.
3rd and 6. Falcons 33% on 3rd down. 3 of 9. Worthman nowhere to go. Lakalaka's in there. He sneaks away, and Tariq Thompson was there to get him. This stick by Thompson brings up 4th down. What do you do here? Looks like they're thinking about going for it.
You have to think about going for it, but it's too early to panic, in my opinion. But your defense is really struggling, so it's an understandable call. But they're going to have some time to think about it because the 3rd quarter is going to end here. This could be the critical call for Air Force. If they don't get it, it's going to be a huge miss. I think that they should go ahead and kick this away and count on their defense that played so well early.
We will see what they do when we come back for the 4th quarter here in the Mountain West. Number 22, San Diego State on top, 14-9 after 3 on Air Force. We're back right after this. And we start the 4th quarter, 4th and 3. And they line up to punt here. And Scott boots it away. You surprised or not?
No, I'm not surprised based on what we said going into commercial that if they don't convert that, they give a pretty hot San Diego State offense very good field position.
That is Juwan Washington with a carry. Gain of about a yard for him. Opening minute of this 4th quarter. 3-0 San Diego State, 1-1 Air Force, Mountain West opener. Tonight's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union. 2nd and 9 upcoming.
Air Force defensively has been outstanding on 1st down all night long, creating some 2nd and 3rd and long situations.
Washington slowed up by Coppola. It's a good football player. Gets his nose in there, gets dirty.
Been impressed with him. Last week against Michigan, had 8 tackles, forced a fumble. Always around the football, not afraid to smack it up in there. They need another forced fumble or a turnover by him. Turnovers tonight effectively have been equal. Air Force had one on downs. They recently recovered another fumble. Interesting 3rd down call here. Expect edge pressure. Maybe try to get Chapman outside. Take advantage of some play action.
Aztecs 3 of 3 since the game resumed. Chapman nothing there. They brought the heat, forced them to just dump it off.
And that's the 2nd time on 3rd down we saw San Diego State go to this play and try to sneak the back out of the backfield. Just a great read that time up front by Air Force, recognizing it and forcing the punt now on another 3 and out for San Diego State, as Washington a little bit banged up on that play.
Got some help coming off. Here's Heiklin on to punt. 37 and a half. A punt, it's blocked! Blocked, picked up. Air Force had it, lost it. And they'll come away with a football inside of the 5-yard line. Special teams coming through huge. It's Garrett Coppola. We just talked about him.
We said he needed to make a play, and he did exactly that. A starter on defense coming off the outside edge, coming around straight through. It looked like it was a rugby-style kick that was going to the right a little bit, and he just gets the ball. And then some more ball handling. Man, just goes right around the wall. Air Force has 4 blockers. Four defenders for only 2 blockers by San Diego State. That's just a numbers game. And a huge, very much needed turnover to inject some life into this Falcon team who can be deadly down in the red zone.
32 block kicks for Air Force going back to 07. Inside of the 5, Worthman keeps it. Arion Worthman extending. No signal yet. He's marked short of it. He'll be inside of the 1, Aaron.
Great patience on the quarterback lead. We said when he needed to make a play that they would like to run number 2. He's patient. He's driving across his knees down right there. He's about a full yard short as they go hurry up.
Here's Worthman. Takes it. Gets over the goal line. Or does he? No signal yet. There it is. Touchdown, Arion Worthman. And Air Force regains the lead. They're up by 1.
And because they're up by 1, this is a perfect situation to be able to go for 2, and it looks like that they're doing that.
Troy Calhoun.
I don't know what that play call was, but he was asking maybe for a little extra help there.
Nothing wrong with that.
This is an extremely difficult offense to be able to stop. Remember, the fullback's been effective. The quarterback lead with Arion Worthman's been effective. It's critical that San Diego State stop this from the inside out, starting with the dive.
2-point attempt. Worthman fakes to Wilson, in trouble. Now going to throw it, and too high. It is caught. It was over the receiver there at the 2-yard line. It's caught, and they convert. It's Marcus Bennett coming up with it. So they're up by 3.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good. It was an overthrow.
Yeah.
But his arms are underneath that ball. That is a catch. Unbelievable set of circumstances for Air Force to take the lead by 3 after the gutsy 2-point call that hits home. Well, when Air Force needed a play, they came up with one. Coppola gets it. A couple plays later, Worthman stacks it in. Air Force on top by 3. We got a ball game. Resume. Now remember, to be the Group of 5 representative, you have to be the conference champion that's highest ranked, which means not just winning, but how you win and making sure you take care of business is important. And right now, San Diego State's in a dogfight.
They certainly are. Strabel's kickoff goes to the end zone with Chapman. Gonna take a shot down the middle. Got a man out there. The catch is made. It is a nicely delivered ball, and the grab made by Tim Wilson. They love him and the potential he has. Big catch, first down there.
He had a drop earlier in the game, but came up big on this one. Again, that first down play call from offensive coordinator Jeff Horton finds its way home. A nice break in the tendencies. A good catch there that time by Wilson. 30 played center field at some point.
Yeah, sorry, Aaron. 31-yard gain. 8 completions to 6 different receivers on the ground here. Not much there. Shaq Vereen leading the charge. Let's go down to the field as flags fly. Gonna hold on and go to the field momentarily and check in with Jenny Dell. We'll sort this penalty situation out first.
That's going to be unfortunate if it's on Shaq Vereen, because he made a heck of a play prior to it. Let's see what they call.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 6, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
He's been whipping Nick Baldwin at the point of attack. They've been trying to run that lead at him. Did a good job, but just kind of throws him down there at the end. Maybe a little bit of a flop by Penny there, but again, there haven't been a whole lot of penalties, but they've been costly.
Let's go down to Jenny quickly and check in. Jenny, what can you tell us?
Some quick injury updates for the Aztecs. For Juwan Washington, the running back, they're looking at his right ankle. They took his shoe off, taped it up, and he's currently getting taped right now, so we'll see if he can walk on it. And also, defensive end Noble Hall, left knee injury. They put a brace on it, but he's doing sprints on the sideline. He should be good to go back into the game, guys.
Excellent. Thank you, Jenny. Here's Chapman down the middle, man wide open, touchdown. Perfectly delivered ball right there, and it's a touchdown to David Wells. Touchdown last week to win the game. Blocking earlier in the game, as Aaron talked about, and a catch here for the Aztec touchdown.
That play action pass game that was non-existent when San Diego State was down 9-0. has clearly showed up here. Watch the linebackers and secondary support. Nobody, everybody with their eyes in the backfield, nobody with their eyes on tight end David Wells, and it's another touchdown for the Aztecs.
Barron comes on and bangs through the point after, and San Diego State answers. They're back on top by 4 with 11:32 to go in the game.
It's David Wells once again stepping up big for the Aztecs. Can Air Force respond?
11.5 to play in the game. San Diego State back on top by 4. It's San Diego State back in the top 25 after last week's win, trying to avoid doing what they did twice last year after being ranked, and that is losing the next game. And they lost them both on the road last year to South Alabama after they were 3-0, beat Northern Illinois, had a bye week, and then later in the season got ranked again and lost at Wyoming. On 1st and 10. Good run right up the gut. That's Tim McVeigh. We haven't called his name a whole lot. It's been Wilson getting the majority of the workload. Lomax the tackle.
Now with it being a little bit driver, McVeigh is more of an outside runner. We saw him take the ball between the tackles there, but not surprised that they're getting him a little bit more involved now.
Worthman. Nobody open downfield, swings it out. And the grab made by Tyler Williams.
I think that was a nice decision that time by Worthman. He may have had a receiver on the corner route, but with his lack of accuracy, that's probably a throw that's not high percentage for him, and this gives him a makeable 3rd down.
3rd and a yard. Worthman to Wilson. Wilson's got it. Sticks will move. Dunn the tackle. Ryan Dunn, the linebacker for the Aztecs to stop, but a 1st down run for Parker Wilson.
Air Force's offensive line doing a nice job just rolling Noble Hall out of there. My goodness. The fullback dive has been a play that Air Force has successfully run for the better part of the entire night. This offensive line by the Falcons takes a lot of heat for being dirty. They're not. They're good.
Straight ahead. Tim McVeigh with the run there. Stopped by Parker Baldwin, who's well into double figures in tackles. Inside of 10 minutes to play in the game. San Diego State up by 4. Tonight's 1st and 10 line is brought to you by Navy Federal Credit Union.
Parker Baldwin with 12 tackles, had 9 before the break in weather.
He can play.
He's why we featured him in the starting lineup. They knew he needed to be big, and he's done just that tonight.
Junior out of Siloam Springs, Arkansas. Here's the pitch to Williams. Lomax. Good job by Trey Lomax. Great pursuit there. He has had quite a second half.
He certainly has. Here he is right here. He's just going to run down and do a nice job of forcing the defense to run laterally. He did not bite on the dive at all. He kept his eyes on the pitch guy, which is his responsibility. That's exactly how you execute against this sort of offense.
Hometown product out of beautiful San Diego, California. 3rd and 8. Toss. Now they want to throw it. And Williams heaves it down. They got a man wide open. And Wade made the catch inside of the 30-yard line. Air Force coming up with a beautiful play to convert the 1st down. A gain of 31.
That ball was so poorly underthrown that it actually worked. A great design. It would have been a touchdown had it been thrown on time, but he was so far wide open, he was able to come back for it. Catching a pop-up to center field there.
Gerard Sanders, the sophomore, with the catch. Great answer for the Air Force offense. How's this for an answer? That's a nice chunk right up the middle. Ron Smith taking down Arion Worthman.
I want to go back to the play before on the reverse pass. I didn't like the play call. It did work, but to me, it smelled of desperateness. I don't know if Air Force needs to be able to do those sort of things because of the last play, the quarterback lead that we just saw Arion Worthman do.
2nd and 2 from the shotgun. Worthman taking a look. Nobody's open. Pressure coming. They drop him. Dunn got in there. Take him down. Brings up 3rd down for the Falcon offense.
Falcons looking confident. San Diego State on their heels a little bit. The momentum clearly on the side of the guys in blue right now.
3rd and a yard from the 20. Worthman gets the first down. Laka, the big hit, but he had the first down as it was. Clock will stop momentarily as they'll have to unpile the bodies. San Diego State 3-0, 22nd ranked. Mountain West opener for them. Talked about it a couple of times here tonight, but you can't talk about it enough how important this game is for them. It's important for Air Force too. San Diego State with so much to play for, and Air Force trying to make a statement, pull off the upset.
And how fitting is it that in a close game like this, Air Force has the ball in the red zone, an area of the field that they've dominated all season long on both sides of the football. Now they've got some life to them after a slow start after the break in weather.
They do.
They're killing it on 1st down, though. 2nd and 3. Your entire play call sheet is wide open. Air Force is able to do on 1st down what San Diego State's really struggled to do.
2nd and 3 upcoming. Approaching 6 to play in the game. Worthman toss. Near side of the field. McVay! Touchdown, Tim, they call him. Tim McVay hops his way into the end zone, and Air Force takes the lead back. His 28th career touchdown and his 30th career game.
This drive started with you and I talking about we hadn't called McVay's name much. We talked about him being a great outside runner. As soon as that ball got pitched, you could see it develop. Some great perimeter blocking by the wide receivers. And Air Force back up 3 with 6 minutes to go in the 4th.
Tim McVay, the product of Cleveland, Ohio, hops over a man and makes his way in. Air Force by 3.
And here's what's interesting. San Diego State coming into tonight leads the country in time of possession with 6 minutes left. This is a very important drive because if San Diego State can go down the field and score, Air Force may not get this ball back.
Chapman fakes the handoff, now gonna fling it near side, open man, catch is made. 1st down San Diego State. It's Micah Holder with the grab.
The 1st down passing has been by far the most effective thing San Diego State has done in this game. Christian Chapman coming into tonight, 68% of his passes have been completed. He's remarkable on the move, but expect San Diego State to now go to a 4-minute offense and start chewing up this clock.
Jeff Horton, the offensive coordinator, 22-yard pickup on that 1st down pitch and catch. Trying to find some room as Penny got away. He's dangerous. Rashaad Penny got a block. Rashaad Penny up the sideline. He takes it in. Rashaad Penny with his 3rd touchdown of the night. He can hurt you in a number of ways. 53 yards of hurt right there to Air Force for Penny.
Some incredible blocks. Isaiah Macklin with a great effort, but Rashaad Penny, the patience, the burst, he reversed field. That play was supposed to go to the right. He made the decision to go to the left. He was on his own. There was some great blocking downfield. It's actually Timothy Wilson that allowed that play to happen. San Diego State explosive in the run game.
Barron puts it through and extends it to a 4-point lead. Rashaad Penny, the nation's top rusher coming into the game, houses another one.
There's Wilson on Marquise Griffin, and 20 is off to the races. San Diego State up by 4.
Our score by quarter, we've got a 28-24 lead for San Diego State. Late in this game here at Falcon Stadium with a little more than 5.5 to play in it. Good job on that coverage team by San Diego State down there getting after it. They get him inside of the 20. 4-0. The Aztecs are when Penny scores 2 or more touchdowns. Noble Hall in there to make the tackle. Arion Worthman, see what he can do. Crunch time now.
Yes, it is. It's been a back and forth game all night long. Successes and victories and defeats on both sides of the ball for both teams. What do you got in the fourth quarter when it counts?
Gain of 6 on first down they got there. Worthman handed it off. It's McVay. Big on the last drive. 4 carries for 28 and a 12-yard touchdown run. Troy Cassidy the tackle. They move the chains.
Air Force has had 4 fumbles tonight. They haven't lost any. Notice that the rain's starting to pick up. Every decision from here on out is critical for both of these units.
Worthman, the pitch. McVay took a shot there from Ron Smith. Lakalaka's over there as well to help out. Good pickup there for Tim McVay.
And Tariq Thompson, number 14, the true freshman out of San Diego St. Augustine High School, did a nice job jumping over the cut block to allow the tackle to happen.
2nd and 4. Right up the middle. Good job by the heart of that Aztec defense to slow up McVay.
And it's interesting because of the nature of these two offenses. Air Force snapped that ball with 20 seconds to go on the play clock. Clock management here in this style of offense is critical, so let's keep an eye on the decision making, not only when they snap it, with each of these teams having 3 timeouts.
3rd and 3. They need the 40 to convert here on 3rd down. Looking to throw it out to McVay, and he could not get it. 4th and 3 upcoming for the Falcons of Air Force with 3:33 to go.
Biggest play of the game without question, Ben.
Yes.
What?
Calhoun's bringing on the punt team.
I don't understand this.
Or is he? He's got the punter out there in the punt group.
They do have 3 timeouts, but with the way San Diego State has been operating in the second half, you may very well be giving the opportunity to win this ball game up by punting.
Charlie Scott, he kicks it away. Scott, oh, this is a beautiful punt. Excellent job by Charlie Scott. So Calhoun says, hey, let's kick it and pin him deep, and they do it.
I think it's a good result on a bad decision to punt that football away. San Diego State just showed you how well they can explode and get to the house. This offense, with it being dry and with Christian Chapman's arm, has been extremely effective here in the second half. San Diego State's been 3 for 4 on 3rd down in the second half.
From the 4. Hands off to Penny. Good job by Floor. He took him on head on and dropped him to Jack Floor.
And I think compounding this problem is that Air Force needs to start taking timeouts to give as much time as they have, and they're not even taking a timeout now.
Clock continues to run inside of 3 minutes to go.
I mean, this is unbelievable blind faith in your defense that you're going to get this ball back.
A defense that had 1 starter back from last year.
They played well up till now, but I mean, tick, tick, tick. Why didn't you take a timeout?
2nd and 7. Chapman hands off, and he stumbled. His toe stuck in the turf. Did Rashaad Penny. You won't see that very often.
No, you got to be at your best when your best is needed. That's the definition of poise. Penny, who's had such a great night, loses his balance, which is among his strongest attributes.
Please set the game clock to 2:34.
Eyes got too big.
34. 30 seconds.
So Air Force takes a timeout. Troy Calhoun will give his guys a chance here on 3rd and 7 when we come back. Troy Calhoun, 2 timeouts remaining. Hoping his defense, Aaron, on 3rd and 7 can come up with a stop.
I think Air Force is going to bring pressure here. They've been doing it all night, and because of that, do some play action. Give Chapman a 2-way go. He's a good decision maker. His arm's been big tonight. Let's see what they dial up.
Turns and hands off, trying to get the edge. Can't get there. Good job by stringing the back out there by Air Force.
Clock does not stop, though. The clock is winding up. Does Air Force use a timeout?
Air Force takes its 2nd timeout of the half.
There's your answer.
30 seconds.
Yep. We got 1 left. Garrett Coppola blocked the punt earlier. Heikland from his end zone.
They're going punt safe here, I think.
Out near midfield, just over the midfield line. And the ball was kicked and then picked up by Air Force. They're going to have it right around the midfield line here with 2:13 to go. 41-yard punt and a timeout for the Falcons. 208 yards on the ground for a team coming in that was 7th in the country at 320 a game. So they'll have it from their own 49. 2:13 to go, a timeout left. Down by 4. Worthman. Good job by San Diego State. Short gain. It was Wilson with a carry. That's Anthony Luke that got in there on the tackle.
Anthony Luke listed as 3rd on the depth chart, been showing up huge tonight with penetration plays.
Clock moving, inside of 2 to go. Worthman, hand off again. McVay comes alive. He's got the 1st down to the 40. He was dropped by Baldwin, but it's a Falcon 1st down.
McVay leads the Mountain West Conference with yards after contact. He's a small but extremely powerful runner, and we just saw it there.
Product of Cleveland, Ohio. Got to have a touchdown here, as I mentioned. If you're Air Force, Worthman, good job to get away once. Can't get away the 2nd time. They get him. It's Luke in there again. Got some help from Cassidy, who's been all over the joint here in the 2nd half.
And now they're forced to burn their final timeout. You can't take a sack regardless of the offense that you run, let alone this one.
So 1:32 to go.
Huge lost yardage play on 1st down, something San Diego State has struggled to get tonight. Let's see how Air Force responds.
2nd and 12. Worthman still has it. There's the pitch. Pursuit from San Diego State. Short pickup. It'll be 3rd and long. Lomax the tackle.
And remember, they're out of timeout, so they have to get back up and set it. They're going to possibly run out of time here. 1:15 left.
3rd and 7. They need the 30. 3rd and 9, beg your pardon. Onto the gun. Worthman looking to throw. And incomplete near sideline. 4th and 9 upcoming.
This series of downs started out bad. I don't know if I like that play call because it's 4-down territory. But because of time and only being 1:04 with no timeouts, it's a good play call to try to get the pickup out near the sideline. But this really puts Air Force in a bind. And the play of the game coming up.
64 seconds remain. Air Force is 2 of 3 on 4th downs this season. 0 for 1 tonight. Here's the ball game. Play clock winding down. It's down to 2. He's going to snap this ball. They get it away. Pressure coming. Worthman in trouble. Heaves it downfield. It's intercepted. It's intercepted by San Diego State. It's taken away by Lomax with 58 seconds to go. Rocky Long's defense flexing their muscle once again.
There was pressure over the left guard and left tackle. Just pressure off this left side that forces Worthman out of the pocket. He's not a natural passer. The left tackle slides out. Number 68, Miles Cheatham.
30 seconds.
Miles Cheatham, 68, goes unblocked. Worthman throws up a prayer that's just not answered.
Here's Lomax, one of their leaders, one of their veterans. He and Kelly.
With layups, they're saying.
That's right. 71st turnover in the last 2 seasons for Rocky Long's defense. Second most in the FBS, only behind Utah. In victory formation here, Air Force out of timeouts, cannot stop the clock, Aaron. When we came on the air at 5 Mountain Time about 4.5 hours ago or thereabout, the big topic of discussion was, could Rocky Long's team, as I like to say, validate? They're going to get out of here with a big win in a bizarre game with a weather delay of 89 minutes. It was really like 2 separate games in the end.
Completely.
Yeah.
The yards post the weather break for San Diego State, 323. For Air Force, 140.
There you go.
Sometimes it's better to be lucky than good, and San Diego State was both tonight.
Best start for the Aztecs since 1981. They have beaten Air Force 7 straight times. 22nd ranked San Diego State, now 4-0 on the season. And this one is a final. They win it 28-24 on the road here tonight in Colorado Springs. Let's get down to Jenny Dell standing by on the field with head coach Rocky Long.
Coach, you've been in this profession for a very long time. Have you ever missed a halftime?
No, I haven't missed a half a time. That's one of the weirdest games I've ever been involved with the delay and all that kind of stuff. But it ended up being a really good game.
It seemed like the team came out a lot stronger after that break. What was the difference in that?
Well, I think we finally realized we were in for a battle. I thought we were beat at the line of scrimmage on both offense and defense in the first 2/3 of the first half or something. I thought we were beat at the line of scrimmage bad. And in the second, when we came out for the second half or whatever it was called, I thought we played better at the line of scrimmage.
Good way to describe it there. Now, this was a very interesting game. What did you learn about your team here tonight?
Well, that we can come back. When we're getting outplayed, we can come back and play well enough to still win the game.
Congratulations on the conference win, Coach.
Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you, Jenny, and thanks to head coach Rocky Long. Big night for Rashaad Penny, 3 touchdowns for him. San Diego State, they come back and get a important win for a couple of reasons. They remain undefeated, and they win in Mountain West play. Once again, our final score, San Diego State 28, Air Force 24. For Aaron Taylor, Jenny Dale, all of our crew, Bruce Clark, our producer, Matt Plundo, our director. My name is Ben Holden. This has been a presentation of CBS Sports Network, the 24-hour home of CBS Sports. Let's now send you to Brent Stover, Christian Fourier in our New York studio.